are here to do a little chat. I want to thank Facebook Music for having us as the artist of the day. Isaac is cleaning the camera, I think. And so we just want to hang out for a few minutes and take some questions, talk about what we've been up to all year long, and
in 10 minutes.
We can also talk about what's happening in 2019.
Yes.
I guess if people have questions for that.
No, we're not going to talk about
We're not going to? Yes, hello.
We want to talk about the new record String Theory, which if you guys don't already have it, go get it. It's the new product featuring Symphony. We've had amazing shows all over the country this year and Canada, playing with symphonies. And we are going to be playing some more symphony shows. That is true about 2019.
Yeah, that's
next year. Australia, across Europe. Really excited about that.
And also a handful of shows in the U.S., just a few. There may be a few more, depending on how things...
We already have one in Buffalo. We have one in Tulsa in May.
We also have one in Dallas coming up in only a handful of weeks, early in January. Yeah.
So hit us with your questions. Thanks, you guys, for all your greetings. We love you, too.
Hello, Philippines.
Gosh, it'd be great to bring String Theory.
It would be really cool.
Yeah. Trust me, we've actually talked about that a lot. There are other places that we could bring.
Hello, Brazil.
Hello, Brazil.
Yes.
It's great that the entire country of Brazil and the Philippines have gotten...
I'm amazed that they're all watching through one screen.
It's really impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, come back to Albuquerque. So if you guys have a question about string theory, hit us with that real quick. And then we can also, before we go, maybe...
It could be a string theory observation.
Yeah.
And then we could just comment on the observation. Yes, come back to Toronto. We were just in Toronto for 2 shows. Yep. String Theory, which was awesome.
We also had a request from Chile as well.
Come to Chile. Yes.
Come to Chile. Yeah.
Rock All Night, Back to the Island. Yes, we just were sharing in the newsletter. If you on Hanson.net newsletter, the winners. We let fans who are coming to Back to the Island, all the members, Hanson.net members, they vote on what sets we'll play.
Well, should we explain what Back to the Island is?
Well, I'm just going to go with
it. If you're one of the several hundred people watching us right now, you know what Back to the Island is, I would guess.
Yeah. But so we just put those up. What you guys voted on? It's going to be a good way to start the year. It's like January 30th. Yeah.
So will there be a String Theory 2? I guess it's my fault for saying that. I think the Symphony Project's been amazing. So no, all bets are off.
I think what's interesting about string theory is it has opened up a lot of creative questions and possibilities, I think, for all of us. I think it's really, it was an interesting process both in the creation of the project, meaning what we kind of had to do and, shall we say, what brain boxes we had to break in order to kind of make the project work. But also in addition to that, I think it really has opened up a lot of thoughts of things like, going as far as things like, man, wouldn't it be cool to do a musical? You got to be careful about thinking about those too much.
Somebody just asked what song transformed the most from their original. Because String Theory is mostly made up of songs that have been released. There's a lot of B-sides and deep cuts, songs that have only been released to Hanson.net membership.
Right, so there's a lot of songs that are new to non-faithful
I will
members,
say,
basically.
just not answering that question, but that is probably the thing that is most interesting about doing the project is it is a way to revisit songs when you add something like strings or a theme where you're really revisiting them, and it's not about saying this is better or worse than the original. It's about putting it in a new context, and that can be really cool. What it does to the lyric, what it does to the way a song feels, sort of the options you have to reinvent a song, because maybe it's part of a collage or a medley of songs. There's several songs in the show like Got a Hold of Me, which we really cut it down to a smaller version of itself because it was only supposed to play an emotional role. It wasn't a full song on its own.
Well, I'm not going to add anything else to that.
I do want to add a little detail to that, which is only that I actually, there are a few songs that I think maybe didn't quote-unquote change the most, but I think actually the string theory versions may be the best versions of these songs. I really do think that myself and I really was transformed by that symphony process. Not only because you add all the emotional things of bringing the orchestra in and the arrangement that is, but also I think the lead switch is also kind of fun, and it puts the song in a different context, having each guy take a verse. But other songs that I feel like were really made the most of themselves in the string theory environment are things like No Rest for the Weary, Break Town. I really love Chasing Down My Dreams in the string theory record. So I mean, those are definitely some examples. And then older songs, I had fun.
Will you release String Theory on vinyl? Actually, yes. We are planning to release String Theory on vinyl. Next year, there will be a vinyl coming out. We feel like that vinyl takes a long time to do, and so we wanted to kind of do it in a cool way, make it a colored vinyl, and so that
In some form,
look
it'll
for
be
an announcement
close-
of that soon.
Yeah, and it'll be probably close to in conjunction
Is there-
with as we're getting out on the road.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Europe
Bum,
and
bum,
Australia.
bum, bum.
I saw one
What's your
saying
favorite song?
somebody was asking for a violin for Christmas their son partly because of school and partly because of string theory. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know that.
Sorry to all the parents.
Oh, Taylor just broke it. Hold on.
Sorry, because learning to start playing violin is very intense.
Yes.
Hiding in the closet
Yeah.
from toddlers to watch this. Yeah, you as well as all the Christmas presents, I imagine. You're actually in there to wrap. That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought
yeah.
Santa wrapped all the presents.
Santa does wrap their presents. It just so happens that this time of year, I usually grow out my beard and gain some weight. Okay. Get it?
Some creepy-
Get it? Do you get it?
There's some creepy messages.
I'm a teacher. I'm going to use I Was Born, string theory version for graduation. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Very,
Obviously,
very
we
cool.
think that that song works for that kind of idea because people should aspire to big things, and graduating from whether, maybe not kindergarten, but, high school,
I mean,
when
if
you really
you're in
think about your
kindergarten,
future.
then
You were born to
that's-
do something.
That's kind of when you should be thinking.
This person has been busy listening to Snowed In. Yes, it is the time for Snowed In, isn't it?
And finally, it's Christmas.
Why isn't all this love crap on string theory? I don't think you
Because we
listened
weren't
to the
doing
String
all
Theory
this
album.
love crack.
Yes, you should probably go listen to String Theory. All this love crap and its chocolate covered faces does not really make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Although that is one of my favorite random digital pants songs.
Yes, I do have a closet big enough to wrap gifts in. I also live in my closet. Okay,
Zach likes to come into the closet every once in a while,
Yeah.
but usually pretty much stays in.
then I go back in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a reason you're not coming to Salt Lake City. We just really had a lot of salt in our diet and low sodium.
The symphony shows are based on a combination of finding the right symphony, the right schedule, and so most cities, we'd like to bring string theory everywhere we can.
Yeah.
But the combination of issues is always a matter of just
And it's
details.
possible over the course of time that that there will be a smattering of string theory
Right.
shows
We have a lot of
throughout the next
people-
few years. Because the way that one of the things that was really interesting about the string theory process was, in a lot of cases, orchestras brought us in, like for example in Atlanta, in Pittsburgh, in Houston, and a variety of other places. The actual symphonies themselves brought us in, and we were part of their schedule. And they book themselves between a year and a half out.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
very far.
you have to kind of get into their schedule in a lot of cases, and so that so there may be shows next year.
So somebody's posting about going from the Beach Boys to Smashing Pumpkins in 1 week. We guested with our friends in the Smashing Pumpkins in
Yeah.
Tulsa, and we were just with the Beach Boys. I would say that's one of the coolest things about being a musician is building friendships, relationships, and
Yeah.
also having history where you then have you have relationships that connect with different people for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I mean it's fun to be able to work with people you respect.
Well, yeah,
And the Smashing Pumpkins guys were really great. They were really cool, very gracious, and we had a lot of fun doing that. I mean,
And
It was
you
kind of
tend to find that despite being categorized in different genres, there's a lot more similarities between bands
Yeah.
than differences.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have all these shared experiences of the venues you've been in, and
Just the road life.
yeah, and a lot of times you even end up sharing crew guys. Like one sound guy works for this band, and he works for that band, and
Well,
you
yeah, I
kind of
mean,
know a lot of the
They
same.
really
There's-
get around. Yeah.
Taylor,
These guys.
you're trying to get a word in, laugh out loud. I don't know. I'm
I-
just trying to
and
fill
string
space,
theory
guys.
and-
Fill
These guys are being
space.
extremely wordy for a 10-minute chat. So
Hot cocoa?
I'm trying to limit.
Mm.
So you ready for String Theory Fort Worth? String Theory Fort Worth is going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. Tulsa show. We are going to be playing one of the last String Theory shows of this cycle in Tulsa. Zach's making noise, and
he's trying to recreate the brother of or the cousin of Macaulay Culkin moment
Anyway.
in Home Alone.
Yes.
He just sits there and he slurps. Hey.
Yes. I also have a cold.
good night,
so-
everybody.
Yeah, I'm just.
I think we're all.
I have a
actually-
lower voice than normal right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Zach, you should be hosting a radio
This
show.
person loves Finally It's Christmas. I love it too.
Does anyone have a particular memory from a String Theory show this year? And go.
Hey.
and we'll see if somebody's like, this was my favorite.
Actually, unfortunately, some of my memories are probably not worth sharing.
No, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you for one.
No. I'm saying they asked, right?
Oh, no,
I
Taylor
asked
Taylor
them.
asked them.
Oh.
I would say one of the,
Sorry,
one
I
of
thought
the
that was a
highlight
question.
moments was early in the tour having David conduct. David Campbell, who arranged for us the show, he conducted the concert in Los Angeles, which was awesome. It was just cool to have him there. And then we also had Jim Scott. My brain
Yes.
wasn't working. Jim Scott in the audience watching, who mixed the whole record. So we were just one engineer shy of basically the whole team.
The whole team, yeah.
The actual recording process happened.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
one of the coolest things about this year was really actually genuinely doing something that seemed maybe almost impossible when we began thinking about symphonies, all the logistics, getting from place to place, putting together those arrangements. And so I'd say probably the biggest landmark of the project to me is just realizing that with time, with determination, you can do things that seem impossible or challenging. So
Yeah.
somebody asked me
Seize the day, man.
if the bucket list, like, they were worried that after this tour we were going to be like, good night everybody and peace out, because it was such a kind of epic project. But I would say to me the opposite of that. Definitely interested and excited about cool
I
projects.
feel like for me-
someone said
Yeah.
String Theory Memories, bringing her 6-year-old to the first Hanson concert with String Theory.
That's awesome.
That's definitely one of the cooler things I think about this show, is it seems to have. There's kind of this invitation where I think people who would normally come to like a rock show, because it's seated, because it's a symphony, there's kind of this sense of like you can bring your daughter or son, or
Totally.
you can maybe bring your mom or dad,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
where it's sort of like
Yeah.
this is civilized,
Yeah.
rather than what we normally are.
Yeah, we're
pack of
definitely not
monkeys.
civilized normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Sit.
I had a thought and then I lost it. So
Okay.
So
Let's
now
do one
everybody
more really,
ask us some really good questions.
good question. Okay. Well, let's just read all the questions.
Let's see the
Let's not
break.
even answer them.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, 12-year-old. Okay.
Kirsten Philly. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
I love you guys. Took my 14-year-old.
14-year-old Pittsburgh. Yeah.
The battle cry. My daughter was in the hospital.
One of the things that is kind of cool is I think we're at the point where with our projects we're seeing both generations, both older, like with people's parents and their kids.
Yeah.
And I think when we started off, obviously couldn't have kids. That would have been
Yeah,
amazing.
you mean when our fans were our
Like
ages,
already
when they were
kids,
like
14.
11, 12, 14.
And so it's hopefully you guys, whoever is watching us, wherever you are, you guys do plan. If you do come to see us, like bring the family member, bring the next generation or the generation before, because that's one of the coolest things about music is it bridges those gaps in ways that nothing else can.
And we've been a band long enough that people who have followed us for years, the last question is like, what's a good way to introduce someone to your music? Like, how would you do that? And this show it is a cool way because there's so much wrapped up in it. It really is almost like a musical because it's so much about the story and about the lyrics. And then there's so much to watch on stage. I know I find myself sometimes just watching the players behind us. I usually I'm sitting right by the cellos and the double bass, and it's a cool show to go to.
I will say too. So going back to one of the other commentaries about string theory and what the show is like, and being worried that after string theory we were going to put in the throw in the towel or whatever. To expand on that, I actually felt like with the 25th anniversary tour in 2017. It really, for me, it felt like chapter 1 in a weird way. Like it felt a little bit like, all right, we folded up the last book, and now we're starting chapter 1 of the next book.
It's the preface.
Yeah, exactly. It was the preface. It was like, this is where this came from. Story about the author. The author did the, right? And then for me, string theory, I feel like it has really unleashed a certain level of clarity and confidence and excitement for us as a band creatively in a new way. And so I really think that this is truly just the beginning of a lot of really fun and exciting projects. So.
I think we're supposed to wrap it up.
I think we should sing a little bit of White Christmas.
Oh, we can't. We were told
Dreamy.
we can't.
Oh, we can't.
Okay,
That's
here's
right.
what you go. Imagine us singing. Actually, they should just go listen to Snowed In or Finally It's Christmas, and you surely got that.
Thank you guys for
Yes.
watching. Hope you enjoyed Finally It's Christmas, Snowed In, String Theory, and hope that's a part of your holiday season. We will look forward to seeing some of you guys in Virginia this weekend, and many of you next year, 2019.
Yeah, throughout
All
Europe,
across Europe and
Australia,
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks to
in
Facebook.
Jamaica at Back to the End. Thanks Facebook Music for having us
for
as the artist
featuring
of
us
the day.
today.
Yeah.
And go buy some presents.
Yeah.
Wrap
We
them.
wish we could have sung for you, but that was, part of the
Part of the deal.
stipulation.
Just chatter.
Yeah, somebody said we don't really like your voices.
Exactly.
It was me.
Son of a
Thank you guys so much. Signing off.
Bye.
See ya.
Night.